Well, welcome again, everyone, to night 2 of round 2 of the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League. A lot of fun in store tonight as we have two teams looking to try and get on the coattails of the Tiger Brokers Tigers, who made it 2 wins from 2 last night in this competition, in this very badminton hall. Welcome to your house. Glenn Cox is with us, CEO here of North Harbour Badminton. It's great to be here, and again, these two teams tonight, after the Tigers' performance last night, they both want to get some points, don't they?
Yeah, I think they're both in the same boat. There's 0 points on the board, so that everything to play for tonight to get a start. Some surprises last week, I think, with the Jazz really not firing at all, and I don't think anyone expected that result. So they'll be playing for a lot tonight.
Yeah, and in terms of the finals, there are no semis, so it's important, isn't it? You can't lose touch early on.
No, every match stands on its own merit, so you've really got to perform each time, because at the end of the day you've got to be in that top 2 position.
Also an opportunity we've seen already in this competition, young players getting their chance. We saw it again last night. I expect we'll see some more young talent tonight. Are you looking forward to that? Is that a great aspect of this league?
It's a great pathway for those players coming through. I mean, this is the second round, I guess, of Premier League that we've had, and we've now got some of the younger players who've had a round, so they're experienced, and now we're seeing some younger ones again come and experiencing their first opportunity. So it's a really, really good pathway from the very, very top right through those that are developing.
Well, let's have a look at the points table, indeed confirming the result from last night as we head across and have a look at the Tiger Brokers Tigers, having played 2-1-2. One of them a golden game, of course, so 2 and the 3 points. They've got a total of 5. Plenty Bay Wales, with that loss last night, was a very close encounter. Went down to the last game, the mixed doubles. Starship Rockets do have the 1 point from that golden game defeat against the Tigers, but the Apples, goodness me, no points, and they did lose 0-6 in that first round, so it's critical that they get something on the board tonight. Let's have a look at the lineups, and the mighty Jazz Apples, Oscar Guo, Sally Fu, the leaders of this team, but also a sign here of one of the youngsters that you've alluded to.
Yeah, and Anna's first opportunity, so she's got a lot to prove, and you've got Oscar and Sally who will really consolidate this team from the singles perspective. Dackman once again, a very experienced doubles and mixed player, as is Erina. Evans now had his first sessions of the Premier League, and he's into that second stage, so his experience now should start to settle him down and be quite a force as well.
Yeah, and they've really got a point to prove, as I say, going 0-6 in the first round. Their opponents tonight, the Starship Rockets. No Mani Minota, of course. He's overseas chasing Olympic points. So how does that affect their team tonight?
Yeah, that obviously makes a real big difference to lose your top man, and he is such a strong player. So the other ones have to step up and they get their opportunity, and they know that they've got a job to do.
Let's have a look at the way the matches play out tonight. We start with 3v3, of course, which is always a lot of fun. That gets us going, and often that can be a critical match to send a team, give them some momentum for the rest of the evening. Oscar Guo, he has a point to prove. He was upset by Andy Rouse in the singles. Sally Fu, well, all of the Apples do. They just want to get a win on the board. How do you see this one playing out? Where are the key matchups here tonight?
Well, I think there's 2 or 3. There's some that you'd expect in those singles. You'd probably expect the Apples to have the advantage. Then it bounces off to those doubles and mixed areas, and really they're 50-50 calls right through there. They could swing either way, and that will make a really big difference as we approach the end of the night as to what comes out.
All right, well, let's see how these two teams get underway, because a good start is all important. Here they come in our 3v3 opener. So the players make their entrance, led out by umpire Simon Lynn. And it's always, well, it's a bit like the Northwestern Motorway at about 5:15 every afternoon. There's a lot of traffic on the court when we have the 3v3, but it is a lot of fun, And it can be a little bit random in terms of the result. Trish Gubb and Simon Lynn, our officials for this one. When I say random, it's a form of the game that is played in practice, is played in training situations, but it is not a recognised format of the game. So generally when players are out there playing 3v3, they're doing so for fun.
Arana? Green or black? Black core?
Yeah, and I think that the players really enjoy it. So it's an element that could be instigated so that there's that fun element really does come through at the start and gets more people on the court earlier.
And I think, Len, what we're going to see, I mentioned this last night with Brent in our coverage,
who will receive
I think
first?
We're going to see teams have a better handle of tactics in 3v3 as they go through the tournament. With each game they play, they're going to get a better feel for what works in their formation.
Yeah, I think it's very, very much a learning curve. You know, as you say, they use it in training, but when you step on a court in a competition, that all goes out the window. Everything changes, and you see a lot more, probably more control, more pushing, more putting the shuttle in the right place because there's less space, more so than what you'd see in a conventional game.
Should give a little shout out to Tony Griffin as well, the regular coach of the mighty Jazz Apples. I believe Tony prepared the team, selected the team, but unable to be here tonight. So we have an able replacement, of course, and Ricky Olsen-Siegerman, who has backed up after her duties with the Plenty Bay Whales last night. Look at the players for the first time tonight. Erina Calder-Hawkins, she's very much at home in the doubles game, number 4 ranked in women's doubles and 8th in mixed, and does have that height advantage if she's called upon in the mid or back court. Evan Wong also on the side of the mighty Jazz Apples at 19 years of age, and he's looking to settle even more in his second season. Dylan Sojasa, of course, one of the more experienced players in the league, at 26 years of age, and he also something of a double specialist.
I think a big night for Dylan. One of the more senior players on the court, and a lot will be expected of him, especially with Minota not being there.
Yeah, he may well have assumed captaincy duties, if there is such a thing. Alyssa Tagle, at 21 years of age, and look at those rankings. She's one of our superstars in the doubles game, and she'll be crucial for the Starship Rockets and their fortunes tonight. She'll have a busy night. She'll play 3 matches. She'll also play in the women's doubles and the mixed. Dakman Vong, mighty Jazz Apples, again one of these youngsters coming through, but look at that men's doubles ranking.
Yeah.
So he knows his way around the doubles courts, and will be one of the
ready to play
key players. Ricky Cheng at 18, one of the newcomers to the league this year. And
here's the opportunity as such for him to get in amongst it and compete at this level.
And in that first round, put up a pretty good fight against Edward Lau in the singles, going down 7-7. So that will have helped him settle, I'm sure. Gets his chance, of course, to play in the 3v3 with the absence of Minota. So that may even help him for his singles, which...
and I think that's part of the strategy. I think it really was to get him on court a bit earlier, get him warm, so that when he comes to his singles, he's ready to go.
So if you've never seen this before, folks, if you have, I do apologise. You're hearing some of our learnings 2 or 3 times, but if you've never seen it before, the rotation is critical. The umpire's got to be busy, keeping track of who's meant to be serving, receiving, etc. But essentially, when you serve in 3v3, you're serving to 2 players. That's the biggest difference, isn't it? Because the front player, on receipt of the serve, they don't have to be worried about the flick serve, do they? They can be all over the net.
Yep, and then the person behind them worries about the back of the court.
So it really does put a premium on that service action. Hence, the players will take every opportunity here for one final warm-up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go.
on my right, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Evan Vaughn, Declan Vaughn, Erina Hawkins. On my left, Starships Rockets, represented by Dylan Sojasa, Ricky Cheng, Alyssa Tago. Mighty Jazz Apples to serve, Erina Hawkins to Alyssa Tago. Love or play.
There's evidence of it straight away. Alyssa was able to pounce on the
over.
serve and set up the winner.
1 love. Service over. 1 all. Service fault call, too high. Service over.
Well, that's an early call. We don't see many.
2
No.
1.
It just shows you how tight they're trying to get it.
Service judge Trish Gubb is sitting courtside and has a
3,
couple of devices in front of her, and essentially she's able to see the height of the serve
Service over.
through those devices by lining up a couple of lines.
2,
That's not
3.
a great description of the technology, was it, Glenn? But essentially the player has to be below, what's the height?
Service over.
1.125, I think.
So if the service action gets
4,
above that,
2.
it's a service fault. Because when that change came in, it made it consistent, but it disadvantages the
5, 2.
taller
Taller
players.
players. It certainly does. I know the Europeans were quite anti it to start with for that reason.
Good start here for the Rockets. And for the Mighty
6,
Jazz Apples,
2.
they won't want to play from behind, given what happened in the first round.
Service over. 3 6.
Well, Dylan Sojasa dominating the point.
Service over.
He's got that senior
7,
role to play. And,
3.
He'll be pumped up to perform tonight, I'm sure.
Very, very difficult to turn defence
Service
into
over.
attack in 3v3.
4 7.
Very little space to be found with a clear or with a flat defensive shot.
Five 7.
Good response here from the Mighty Jazz Apples.
Service over. 8 5. Nine 5.
Remember, games are to 11 only, so any margin extending out beyond 2 or 3 is a big margin. It's gone long.
Service over. 6 9. Service over.
Saw this a little bit last night.
10.
When players
Game
just a little
point,
bit tense,
6.
knowing that there are 3 players waiting to
yeah.
return that shuttle.
And the amount of space they've got is reduced dramatically.
Service over. 7-10. Game.
And the Rockets have liftoff. So the Starship Foundation Rockets are away.
First game won by Starship Rockets, 11-7.
With a good start. And I mentioned the mighty Jazz Apples, that they won't want to be behind on the scoreboard because of what happened. Now, the first round was a good few weeks back now, with courtesy of lockdown. We've had a bit of a delay, but I'm sure that's just nagging away back in the memory banks, isn't it? Losing 6-love, they will want points on the board as quick as they can.
Yeah, you do, and you get settled if you can get those early points on the board, and it just rolls on to all the other players that come through later on. So Alyssa Taggart is really, really sharp around that front of the court. It's where she excels, so that sort of mixed doubles experience from her really helped them in that first part. And the two boys hitting really, really hard from the back, and if it's up in triples, man, you're going to give it a crack.
Fanny Megawati there, the coach. Of course, decorated career representing Indonesia primarily as a singles player, and now relaying all of that experience and instilling some of the standards and the skill level that she brought to the game as a player, as a coach.
Ricky, same order. And you go second. Yep, thank you.
So 6 matches in the tie.
Erina,
If
same
we
order.
are at 3-all, we go to a golden game.
Your receipts. And who's second?
I say this is random because often you can look at the other matchups through the evening and there'll be a clear favourite. Whether it's based on rankings or experience, there'll be a clear favourite. And so often, not that it's predictable, we've had upsets, rest assured of that. But this, the 3v3, the rankings are kind of out the window, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's how the three adjust to the format more so than
Second
anything else.
game, love all, played. One love.
Or take the net
It's
roll.
over. One all.
It's gone long.
Correction in.
No, it's been corrected from the chair, so it was
Serve,
a
it's over.
tricky one to pick for the line judge. Was very, very flat in its flight.
I think it bounced on that occasion.
Fault.
Oh, how on earth
Serve, it's over.
is that sort of a space found? It took a clip on the racket on the way
2-4.
through, but
Serve, it's over. 3-2.
sometimes 3v3, it's the art of getting out of the way, isn't it? As
Yeah.
well as
Yeah.
as well as stepping in and taking the shot.
Remembering that all the court placement is quite foreign.
Oh, wonderful, Alyssa Taggart. Wonderful defensive
It's
shot
over.
that turned into a winner.
3-4. Serve, it's over.
It's the pressure.
5-3.
Just cutting their margins down to such a fine number here with these serves. That was good patience there from Cheng. wasn't tempted to play the first smash too hard. He just set it up.
4-5.
It's interesting when you look at the server serving into that service box with 2 people standing in it. There's not a lot of space.
Service over. 6-4.
Mighty Jazz Apples are showing some real fight
4.
here.
Service over.
This really is a great
5-7.
training ground, whether they play singles or doubles later tonight. If nothing else, it really is a great training ground for that serve, isn't it? Under pressure.
7.
It tightens everything up because, as we said before, the spaces are so much reduced.
Yeah, nice rally.
Out.
Line judge was unsighted, called from the
7
chair.
all.
There's a bit of excitement in the background too. I think fresh pizza's arrived. Sal's courtside. Wonderful support from Sal's. Oh, Erina will
Service
take that.
over.
Yeah, the crew.
8-7.
Few families have come in tonight. A little thumbs up there too.
Service over. 8-all.
Critical moments now. You think for the entire evening, not just this one. Oh,
That serve bounced off the net.
and that's the danger, isn't it?
9,
It's an
8.
advantage to be able to pounce, but you're fully committed.
Yeah.
The deflection just took it away. Yeah, persistence from Sojasa.
Change.
Just haven't been able to
10.
close this out.
Match
They're not
point
done yet,
8.
the Apples, but they did have the advantage and now facing a couple of match points. And they win it, the Starship Rockets. Well, they'll look back on that one, the Apples, and think they let that slip away. They were leading and then lost 4 points in a row. And it is the Starship Rockets who get away to the good start, the strong start, and sets them up perhaps for another good evening. Remembering
Match
that the
won by
mighty Jazz
Starship
Apples
Rockets, 11-7, 11-8.
were beaten 6-love in the first round, so they're yet to taste victory in any of these matches. But just those critical moments, we saw both sides making some unforced errors on the serve, but in a way they're forced, aren't they, just by the pressure of the situation.
Yeah, and once again, they're very, very level, and all it takes is that couple of points and bits and pieces, and when it's a set to 11, it's all over very, very quickly if you're not keeping in touch. And we saw that happen in that second game. Basically, it was all tied up, very, very close, and then Dylan Sojasa dominated a couple of points, and suddenly there's a luxury of that break, and they managed to tie it up.
Thanks, Glenn. You were slower getting off court than you were to win the match, just soaking it up. Good start, though, and you will know, I guess, as one of the leaders of this team, it's critical to get that good start, isn't it, for the rest of the night?
Definitely got to set that energy and, for the rest of the team so that we can, really go strong for the next matches.
We know this is new. We know you guys play 3v3 a little bit in training, but are you talking more about tactics? Is that something you've worked on?
Yeah, because there's so many people on court, obviously you have to step forward because everything's coming a lot steeper and faster, so you have to be a lot ready, but yeah, that's all.
You enjoy that? You didn't get to play that last time, did you, in the first round? Was that good fun?
Yeah, it was good, but the shuttle was a bit fast, yeah.
I won't keep you for too long because you're getting back out here in a minute or two. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Starship Rockets are away with the win in the 3v3. And indeed, Ricky Cheng will be back out on court in just a moment. Next up, it is the men's singles.
We were in a remote bay. Jasmine had a cardiac arrest. She had less than a 3% chance of making it.
The accident happened in Fiji.
The doctor said to me, "We're gonna bring him home."
When a child's life hangs in the balance, the staff at New Zealand's only paediatric intensive care unit will be there for them. Please, join the Starship Foundation as we continue to provide brighter futures for our most critically ill children. Go to starship.org.nz and donate now.
Welcome back to the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League. All of the information, follow the league on the website, through social media as well as joining us throughout the competition. Of course, the second of our two nights this week, with the Tiger Brokers Tigers winning last night here at the North Harbour Badminton Centre. It's the Starship Foundation Rockets away to a bright start, and the mighty Jazz Apples, they still wait for their first individual match win in this competition. They'll certainly be targeting, I think, the singles when you look at that rundown of matches still to come tonight. Let's indeed welcome our men's singles players out onto our show court. It is Oscar Guo and Ricky Cheng. So Ricky backs up, having just played in the 3v3 and taking some confidence, understandably. Fairly quiet, reserved young man as he finds his way at this level of competition. And this will be fascinating. Glenn Cox is alongside the CEO here at Badminton North Harbour. I'm sure that you saw Oscar's first round performance when he was upset. It was a thrilling match, but he will not want to lose two in a row, Oscar.
No, he won't. He certainly would be a bit disappointed with the loss last week. He'd be really bit between the teeth now to get back on track and get his confidence and his form up. Ricky, on the other hand, I thought played a good game last week too. So he was that was his first opportunity, and I thought he played really well. And obviously these two trained together, so they'll be used to being at the other end of the court. But now the rubber hits the road, so this is what matters.
Yeah, both North Harbour players. Oscar at 20 years of age. No rankings nationally, but that's purely down to inactivity. Combination with Oscar focusing on his studies over the last year or two, but then the lack of tournament play with the COVID pandemic. So he's dropped off the radar in terms of rankings, but I can tell you his world ranking is 379. And internationally for a New Zealand player, that's good. That's significant.
And I guess you sort of lose the fact that he's won the New Zealand Open singles title twice. He represented New Zealand at the Youth Olympics in 2018, and at that point in the world, he was ranked inside the top 15. Yeah. So he's pedigree.
Oh, he's put a career's worth of highlights into 3 or 4 years already. Ricky Cheng at 18 is a couple of years behind Oscar in age, and certainly at least that in experience. Oscar was playing at senior level at the age of 15, so Ricky's just finding his way, but is a talent on the rise without question.
Yeah, I mean, and Ricky's the under-19 New Zealand champ, so he's used to being up at this level and playing these sorts of matches. It's just a great opportunity for him now to step up and really knock on the door of those senior ones above him.
What's the key here? Will Oscar enjoy these conditions? Pretty warm, the shuttle's been pretty quick. Will he enjoy that with his power game?
Yeah, and he will be one to attack. It's a matter of his consistency with the quicker shuttle. He obviously does like to hit it hard and down.
Ready
and being left-handed, he gets the good angles. So he'll be looking to be aggressive and dominant, I would think.
What's the flip side of that? And we did see it last night. If you're just off your angles, the shuttle flies further, and if you haven't hit down enough, then a lot of shots have been going clear of the baseline.
You can make a lot of errors, and with the quicker shuttles, that's one of your big problems.
But they do have to adjust, the players, because the shuttle speed and conditions do vary from tournament to tournament, especially on the international stage.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as warm tonight. Last night was warm, so that those shuttles did fly quite quick.
I remember, though, talking to Oliver Leyden-Davis, who is another one away overseas at the moment, but Ollie's spending much of the last 4, 5, 6 years away overseas, based in Europe, and every time he came back to New Zealand for the Open,
and gentlemen,
he said, I just
on my
can't
right,
believe it. There's
Mighty
blue
Jazz
skies,
Apples,
there's
represented
sunshine.
by Oscar Guo.
He just followed the winter.
And on my left, Starship Rockets, represented by Ricky Chen. Starship Rockets to serve. Love all. Play.
Needs to start well, Cheng. Hardly touched that, Oscar Guo. That's just an indication of the flight of that shuttle.
Service over. 1-all.
Yeah, I think Oscar's going to attack from anything that's short. He'll be hitting it down with force.
Yeah, it's a real trademark of his game is his explosiveness, the ability to get that elevation and then the power.
3-1.
Needs to be patient, though, just build through each rally. Started well. Anticipation.
4-1.
You can certainly see Oscar's really focused tonight. He's out there to do a job.
Just missing. It was the right shot selection.
5-1.
Oh, goodness me. What we're seeing just off camera here is A timeout being called by Fanny Megawati.
Starship Rockets timeout.
This is very early, Glenn.
Yeah, I think she's trying to settle him. Obviously, Oscar's got the jump, and she's just trying to settle him down, settle the nerves so that he doesn't start to tighten up in bits and pieces, and just try and work him into the game.
He's almost confirming that. Look, he just reached for the shoulder, didn't he? And he almost physically, perhaps, is feeling that tension.
Yeah. It's almost taking that deep breath, and then settling.
And even if he's not to win this first game,
20
because
seconds.
it's a huge ask at 1-5 down.
20 seconds.
What he needs to feel is that he's in the match.
Yeah,
so if
play his way in.
If he can go point for point now, or
5-1.
if he's to lose 11-6, 11-7,
Play.
then he feels he's in the match.
Yep.
Of course, he'd still love to win this opener.
Service over. 2-5.
A little bit caught
Service over.
into the
6,
backhand
2.
corner there.
And ideally, you don't want to give Oscar any soft points. You want to make him work for them.
Seven, 2.
Well, Andy Rouse, I think it was fair to say, was a best ever win, a career win over Guo. Oscar doesn't want to have that happen a second time. And he's playing with real purpose, isn't he?
Yeah. 8-2.
And we know that in this sort of format, that if you're off your game for that split second, then players can get in and get their confidence, and you've got a real battle on your hand like you had last week.
Oh. 9-2.
That's really well played, and patience from Cheng.
3-9.
That'll help his confidence a little bit with that rally.
Oh, it's great badminton, really is. Both players covering
Service
so
over.
much court.
10-3.
Midway through that rally, I thought Cheng was in control, but Oscar's court coverage there and knowing which shot to play, just wearing each other down.
Yeah, and each shot, Ricky just got a little bit more behind it, and a little bit more behind it, and suddenly there's the gaps created.
Yeah, it was about midway through he had to win the rally, didn't he? Because from there he just slowly got behind. But
Ricky.
That will give him
Court.
some confidence to engage in that sort of a rally. Oscar Guo
10.
now.
Game point 3.
Opportunity to win this first game comfortably. And he does.
Game.
So it's going to script
First
at
game won
last
by
for the Mighty Jazz Apples.
11-3.
Very nervous young lady there in the middle of that shot, Anna Ryu, as she prepares for her debut a little bit later tonight. But what does Cheng do here? Penny Megawati's used a timeout, but she now has a chance to chat during the break. What is he doing? By contrast, what is Oscar perhaps talking about here with Ricky?
Yeah, I think Oscar will be just doing more of the same, keeping the pressure on and trying to stay dominant. Ricky played a little bit better in a couple of those rallies, so he knows he can mix and match it with him, and he's got to basically be the patient, create the openings, and attack. I mean, he hits it hard as well, but he's got to get it in position that he can use that weapon.
He does look totally engaged, though, doesn't he? Really focused. It's not to say he's not, usually, but there just appears to be a little edge here to Oscar Guo, having lost in the first round. And perhaps appreciating that even at just 20 years of age, he is one of the leaders of this team.
Yeah, and he is one of those players that really narrows that focus down when he's got his dandy up and wants to make an achievement and wants to win. Then he will be super focused on this.
Very talented
20 seconds.
young man, also applying himself.
20 seconds.
I believe with his medical studies.
He is, yes. Studying to be a doctor.
So let's see if just the experience of the first game,
Second
despite
game.
losing 11-3, has
Love
settled
all.
Cheng a little.
Play. Service over. 1, love.
Oh,
Service over.
hand of
1,
apology, but
all.
it's not a bad spot to aim for.
Yeah.
Straight at the chest area. It's so difficult for a player to get the racket on it.
Short and flat to a left-hander is probably not the ideal spot.
We talk a lot about the power of Oscar Guo, but in doing so,
2,
sometimes
1.
we don't pay enough attention to the other aspects of his game, and his court coverage really, really strong. You can see the power that he has to push off and get around that court.
Three, 1.
Those quads don't happen by accident, do they, Glenn?
No, he's certainly got some leg strength.
Four, 1.
In complete control. We mentioned unranked currently, but one of the top 3 or 4 contending for the best singles player. Oh, well played, Ricky Cheng.
Service over. 2, 4.
Again, Guo was trying to tuck him up there, but he just got the hip out of the way, and the defensive shot was also an attacking
Play.
shot, purely with its placement. And the roll. This is good now for Cheng, right in contact.
3, 4. Play.
It was the drop, wasn't it, that set it up. Good shot selection.
All.
He certainly changed his tactics in this game. He's using that fast drop a lot more than he did previously.
Jazz Apples.
Where in that first game he really tried to smash it hard. This one he's just changed that tactic slightly, and he's hitting those fast drops.
And this is a minor victory of sorts here, because it is Ricky Olsen-Ziegerman who has called the timeout for Oscar Guo, so a chance for Fanny Megawati to chat to Ricky Cheng. But that in itself is, maybe that's even part of the message here from Fanny, is, hey, they're worried. They've called timeout. They're trying to slow you down.
Yeah, he's picked up the last 2 or 3 points, so that puts him on a little bit of a roll. And as we know, it's only to 11, so you don't need too many of those little gaps to get right in the hunt.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Thank you, Coach.
Now, has that taken any of the sting out of Ricky Cheng's game? He's on a real roll, as Glenn mentioned, winning the last 3 points.
For all, play.
Can he continue? Both players really finding their groove now.
Service over. 5, 4.
Notice Fanny Megawati was pointing to the straight line after he hit that cross court there.
As in, go down the line?
Should have gone down straight. Yeah.
It's another one of those
4.
unforced errors. Don't give any cheap points away.
Play. Out. 7, 4.
It's really 3 in a row where Cheng has just undone the good work from earlier in the game.
Service over. 5, 7.
That is lovely.
Service over.
Everything about the
8,
body movement
5.
there as Guo said, I'm going down the line. And then the flick of the wrist, cross-court winner. And just like
9,
that,
5.
Oscar Guo extends again out to a 4-point lead. So quick to pounce, and that brings up multiple match points.
10. Match point.
Brings you back to
5.
how important was that timeout that the coach took. Certainly it's rolled back in Oscar Guo's favour.
And remember, the mighty Jazz Apples have not won a match yet in this Barfoot and Thompson League. They have now.
Game.
It goes the way of the form book as expected. Oscar Guo gets the point for the mighty Jazz Apples, but Ricky Cheng can be, I think, pretty pleased with that second game effort in particular. Just couldn't
Match won by
maintain
Mighty Jazz Apples.
the
11-3,
momentum, the
11-5.
consistency against a quality player like Oscar. You're going to come unstuck. You've got to be right at the top of your game 100% of the time.
Yeah, and that's part of that learning curve for him is the fact you have to play at that intensity for the entire match, and if you do drop away a little bit, then suddenly the opposition gets a sniff and a roll of points, and suddenly you're on the back foot. So good learning curve for Ricky on that one, and Oscar certainly back to his best there with a really focused effort.
Oscar, well done. I don't want to take you back to the first round, but I'm kind of have to go there, because for the team that's important, isn't it, for you guys to get a win on the board and get the confidence up going into the rest of the night. It was a tough first round, wasn't it, but you've got one on the board now tonight. Well done.
Yeah, I take quite a bit of the responsibility for our team's loss in the first round, but yeah, I just wanted to try and just play like how I know I can play, so I'm glad I did that tonight.
There appeared to be a real focus there. I know you're usually really focused, but there looked to be a little edge there tonight.
Yeah, just because obviously after last week's loss, like that played, or not last week, the last round, that played a bit of a took its psychological toll on me, but I'm glad I fixed it today.
And the team now, you're feeling confident now that you can go on with this tonight and get the win?
Oh, I don't know yet. Anything can happen, but just hoping for the best.
Well done, mate. Great to see you in great form tonight. Oscar Guo with that win in the men's singles, and that gets the Mighty Jazz Apples on board. We're level at 1 apiece. Up next, it's number 2 versus number 5 in the women's singles.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Well, it's all levelled up here at the North Harbour Badminton Centre in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League between the Starship Rockets and the mighty Jazz Apples. It is one apiece, courtesy of that win for Oscar Guo, and it is a first win, a first match win in this league so far this season, having lost the first round 6-love. So they're hoping to go on to better things from here. Those final matches, the men's doubles, women's doubles and mixed, often the tension just ratchets up because they become so crucial. How crucial? We'll find out. Women's singles is on the way. It's number 2 against number 5 in the country. Here comes Sally Fu and Caitlin Rosario. Glenn Cox is alongside in commentary. And Glenn, I'd love to say the rivalry is real and that they've been at absolute loggerheads, but they've been warming up together. They've been hitting up before the match.
Yeah. She's a small community, this Badminton one.
Yes.
So.
Oh, and listen, I'm sure both players are ready to flick the switch.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, they've played each other a couple of times in the league before. So they'll be looking, Caitlin will be looking to improve, and Sally will be looking to continue. So once again, very important match this one as to what the overall result for the evening will be. So I think it's all guns blazing from both players on this one.
Well, both players lost in their first round, didn't they? Rosario to much improved, very impressive Courtney Trillo, who last night was named the Crystal Ashley Designs MVP for her win. Played in the singles and the doubles, did Courtney last night, but Caitlin is well capable here at number 5 in the country, 19 years of age, playing out of North Harbour, so she is home, so to speak.
I'm not sure if Sally played singles in the first round.
I think you might be right.
So this might be her first run. This is her first run in a singles this week.
You're right, yes, well picked up on. It is 3 or 4 weeks back, you're right. It's that at the time was a bit of an eyebrow raiser tactically. There is Sally at 21 years of age, ranked number 2 in the country at the moment. And we'll be looking to regain that number 1 ranking, I bet. Also very competitive in the women's doubles, and she'll play later tonight in that discipline as well. This, though, is, as you said, Glenn, it's one of those pivotal matches. Number 5 against number 2, both are more than capable, and it could just tip the balance their team's way in the overall wash-up here tonight.
Yeah, coming out of that 1-all, it's always favourable to take the next one at 2-1 up rather than 1-2 down. So I'm sure both will be looking to do that.
Looking at the respective bios of the 2 players. 2 words that best describe your badminton persona for Caitlin Rosario. Well, she went 3 words, so she didn't follow the rules for starters. She said tricky and high risk. So it was risky to ask her to just use 2 words. But she'll likely have a go here. What's the key here for Rosario?
On my right,
avoid the power.
Starship Rockets, represented by Caitlin
exactly
Rosario.
She has a go.
And on my left, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Sally Fu. Starship Rockets to serve. Love 4. Play.
Yes, welcome to the game. Sally Fu smash.
Sub is over. 1 love.
Okay, anything you can do.
Send one straight back at you.
Sub is over. 1 all.
On that occasion, just the deception. Just held off until
Service
the
over.
last moment before she
2,
went long.
1. Three, 1.
You've got to get rid of giving away those easy points.
I was going to say, have we had a 3-shot rally yet?
Four, 1.
This is a really quick start here for Sally Fu. She'll
5,
be tough to reel back in here.
1.
So you do have to eliminate those errors.
Goodness me. What's that, 3 forehand errors down that line?
Yeah.
6,
And when you're only playing to 11,
1.
that's half the game gone already.
Caitlin Rosario has not settled at all here.
7, 1.
And not surprising,
Start shoot rockets. Time out.
Tony Megawati says, let's stop and have a chat. And we might get a camera in there because Caitlin Rosario, her first signal was one of real frustration. She just put both arms out and almost saying to Fanny, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, and that's that settling down that you saw in the men's singles with Ricky and Fanny coming in early to settle him down as well, and she'll be trying to do the same thing here and get rid of the nerves, make sure that you can play rather than all the errors that are floating out, and that's really just tension.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Really
7,
got to perhaps
1.
one of the messages might be you've got to
Play.
earn the right to go for your shots. Get yourself into the rallies first.
Service over. 2, 7.
It's well wide.
Service over. 8, 2.
Well, by contrast, Sally Fu's
9,
just not put a foot wrong.
2.
Once again, you get the confidence up, and it's a lot easier to play.
Yeah, as soon as you make that decision, you're in trouble. Caitlin
Service
Rosario was
3,
all over the net.
9.
Or more to the point when you don't make a decision.
Service over.
Well played, I
10,
think. Ricky
game
just
point.
said.
3.
Stand-in coach tonight for Tony Griffin. Rare error off the
Service
racket
over.
of Fu.
4, 10. Five, 10.
Wins it with a smash with the power that started the match.
First game won by Mighty Jazz Apples. 11-5.
Sally Fu really not tested. She's playing well, but not pushed outside of her comfort zone.
No, I think she just did exactly what she had to do. She's working away into the match, keeping the shuttle on the court, and came up against a whole lot of errors, which gave her that nice big lead. So it didn't really push too many panic buttons for her, and she could just play her way in. Caitlin managed to get a few points at the end there, sort of to bring it into the middle of the game. So hopefully she's that confidence is starting to come up, and the nerves are starting to go, so she can have a real good go in this in the second game.
Yeah, just needs to, well, it seems to my relatively untrained eye, Glenn, just needs to get the shuttle in play more consistently, Rosario. Be patient to wait for her attacking opportunities.
Yeah, and that game was quite evident. She was quite tense. And as a result of that, you can tend to spray the shuttle wide or hit it out. So that's what she's got to get back under control.
Sally here will just be getting reinforcement from Ricky Siegerman.
Thank you.
6 matches in the tie. If we're 3-3, we go to Golden Gate. Wasn't required last night with the Tigers winning over the Wales, 4-2.
Second game. Loveful. Play.
That's not the start she wanted. I think a string's gone on the racket, but she had a position of dominance half court and couldn't hit the winner.
1 love.
Wow. This is going to start
love
to just play on her headspace here. Just not knowing where to look to here for a winner. All 3 rallies so far, Rosario's had a good position.
And that whole shot selection, isn't it? And just picking the wrong shot at the wrong time, it's putting it in trouble.
Credit the defensive abilities of Fu, but there were opportunities aplenty for Rosario.
Out. 4 love. Service over. 1-4.
Sally Fu may be taking that sort of a risk because of the scoreboard.
4.
Okay, fighting her way back now. And look at her just trying to loosen those shoulders.
3-4. 4. Service over.
He's really got to try and keep that pressure
5,
going. Not giving her these little gaps to settle again.
Well, we're seeing a real contrast with the 2 players. Rosario on edge, Fu very contained.
4.
This time losing that one, it seems, in
6.
the lights.
3.
that's frustration, isn't it? Going for what would have been a miracle.
7-3.
And you're quite right. She plays herself into some really good positions. And it's just that final execution that's not quite there at the moment.
Sally Fu just goes
8.
about her work. She is
3.
accurate. You know she has the power, and she's been choosing her moments, playing really well.
Nine, 3. Service over. 4-9.
Absolutely fighting, trying to claw her way back into the match, Rosario.
5-9.
And continues to do so. This is a good little run of points.
6-9.
For the first time, we see Sally Fu just breathing a little heavily.
Service over. 10, match point 6.
Well, that rally really sums it up. Rosario playing superbly. Looked like she'd been waiting for the right moment and then couldn't execute. Oh, that's a superb performance from Sally Fu. It really is. And the mighty Jazz Apples, having lost the first match tonight, now find themselves in the lead with a comfortable 5-6 win.
Thank you.
For the number 2 ranked women's singles player.
Match won by mighty Jazz Apples. 11-5, 11-6.
And I think Sally be happy with that. She did everything she needed to do. She was playing probably within herself and quite comfortable. And really wasn't too pressed at particular stages, apart from maybe in that second game towards the end. But other than that, I think she was fairly much in control. And that was largely by Caitlin being a bit tense and those errors coming into her game in those early stages, which makes it very, very hard to settle. But I'm sure Sally will be very happy to get that win under her belt.
Thanks, Sally, for joining us. Really good performance. You didn't play singles in the first round. Was that a tactical decision by the coach? Because you look to be in great form out there tonight.
Yeah, that was definitely a tactical move from the coach and also the team. It was like a team decision as well. Yeah.
You pleased with the way you were hitting the shuttle? Caitlin was struggling with her rhythm at times, but you just stayed in focus in your zone?
Yeah, I definitely felt really comfortable playing that singles game. I've been training quite hard in singles as well, so playing that singles match was pretty good, yeah.
And this is nice now, the momentum starting to build after the struggles in round one. You're 1-love down here tonight, you're 2-1 ahead. You feel there's a groove coming on here for the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think the team's really hyped up tonight as well. Like, they're quite motivated to take this tie, hopefully. Yeah.
Well done, congratulations. Really good win. Sally Fu in great form in the women's singles, defeating her good friend and number 5 in the country, Caitlin Rosario. So the mighty Jazz Apples have the lead in the tie, 2-1. Coming up, it's the men's doubles. On Sky Sport Next, this is continued coverage of the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League. It is the second night in our second round of matches. And of course, rudely interrupted by the lockdown, but back underway. And looking forward to an exciting lead up to our grand finals later in 5 or 6 weeks' time. But it is the Apples that lead 2-1 over the Rockets here tonight. It is very, very finely balanced. We have the doubles to come and then the mixed and possibly a golden game tonight. I think that's the way it's headed. Let's welcome our men's doubles combatants onto the court here at the North Harbour Badminton Centre. Evan Wong and Dakman Vong lead out Jonathan Curtin and Dylan Sajasa. And we are now into a most intriguing stage of the night where it's tough for us, Glenn, to say one team is the favourite and one the underdog, because it's quite finely balanced, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen too many surprises in the first few matches. We would have probably run with the predictions of how they ended out. But from here on in, it's really 50-50 calls in the remaining 3 matches. So it just depends on who stands up now and wants it more than the others. So we could very easily see it travel in many different directions, the results here.
Well, my energy levels are suitably boosted, and I don't know if this is if we should go there or not, because one of the teams, of course, the mighty Jazz Apples, just enjoying a little apple press, which is apple and kiwi fruit, and made with Jazz apples. So absolutely delightful. Anyway, back to the players. So I did see Jonathan Curtin eyeing the pizza up earlier as it went past him while he was watching, but I'm sure he resisted. 28 years of age, one of the experienced players, and it almost seems unusual, Glenn, to be talking of players in their late 20s. So many in this competition are teens or in their early 20s, but Jonathan with loads of experience.
Yeah, and he's played with Dylan before, so we've got an established combination as such there as well. So that will certainly help them. But once again, you have two of the younger ones really out there to have a go and prove themselves.
And look at Dakman, his men's doubles ranking
really
number
strong,
1.
Really strong.
Yeah. So he is, according to the seedings anyway, he's the top player out on court.
His doubles are certainly right up there, and Evan's coming along really, really well too after playing with Ollie in that first Premier League. He's obviously learned a lot at this level, so now he can bring that to this combination, and I'm sure they're going to be more than competitive out here tonight.
There is Evan, 19 years of age, playing out of Auckland. And I think Caitlin might have used one of his 2 words that describes his badminton persona, because he just used one. So he used one, Caitlin used 3, but Evan says resilient. So expect to see that he's capable of coping in a crisis and playing through some tough patches in a game. Dylan Sajasa at 26, he is the energizer in just about any team that he plays on. He's very vocal, he's very emotive, and he can really lift a team, can't he?
Yeah, and once again, we've said before tonight, there's a fair amount on Dylan tonight, fair amount of pressure to perform and bring his team through. So he is the established, probably top player on the court. So it really depends on him making sure that he's doing what he knows he can do.
And he will play 3 matches. He's already played in the 3v3, now plays in the men's doubles, and will team up with Alyssa Tagle in the mixed doubles to end the evening. So he will be busy, but for now his focus solely on this next match. They lead 2-1, the mighty Jazz Apples. Can the Starship Rockets bring them back and go into match number 5, level at 2 apiece?
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Starship Rockets, represented by Jonathan Curtin, Dylan Sajasa. On my left, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Dakman Vong, Evan Wong. Starship Rockets to serve. Jonathan Curtins to Evan Wong. Love all. Play.
String.
Yeah, that's didn't last long, did it, that one?
No.
A little bit of the...
1 love.
hoping that the tension is consistent across all of the rackets. I'm sure it will be. Aggressive start, isn't it, from the Rockets?
2 love.
Oh, wow, that is just good defense from Sajasa.
It's almost in contrast to Oscar Gow. You'll see Dylan's focus is right in there tonight.
3 love.
Nice return of serve, and they're on the board.
It's over. 1-3. Two, 3.
Oh, they're destroying that shuttle. There are feathers flying everywhere. Good stuff.
Four, 2.
Caught the line. And when it's that close,
5,
it's such a dangerous
2.
decision to leave.
You really need to be sure it's out.
And again,
it's over.
Good return this time from Wong.
3-5.
Hanging in there. Oh, lovely touch. That was just instinctive.
4-5.
Oh, again, good scrambling by Sajasa.
6-4.
Tactics appear very similar, Glenn, for both pairings. There's a lot of very rapid-fire, flat rallies to start.
Just trying to get that opposition to lift so they can attack.
He's playing well, isn't he?
7-4.
And they've resisted that surge, it seems. Anyway, the Rockets.
8-4.
It's almost been a game of 3.
Yeah, just runs, isn't it? Yep. Real runs.
Service over. 5-8.
Fault. Service over.
Here we go again. A little surge back into it here by the Apples.
Correction. 6-8.
Now, they've done this before in this game. The key now, Glenn, is they've got to level up, and then
7,
if they can,
8.
kick on.
It just appears to be like 4-point bursts.
Well, they've done the first part of the equation. This is fascinating. Who carries the momentum now into the final stages of this game?
8-all. Play.
Curtin and Sajasa just trying to slow the Mighty Jazz Apples down.
Service over. 9-8.
If the pattern's anything to go by here, they kick away and they win this, the Rockets. Oh, that's clever. Just took a little bit off, didn't he?
Hit it and a lot steeper.
10.
So it was falling
Game
right in
point,
front of him rather
8.
than trying to smash through him.
Oh. We've seen
Service
that on
over.
2 or 3 occasions. Vong and Wong
9,
pouncing on the
10.
serve.
All.
Seem to have been scrambling the whole way through this game. The Mighty Jazz Apples. Can they take a lead? No.
It's over. 11-10. Fault. Service over.
It's a great serve too.
11-all.
Just couldn't quite pick up that return.
This is really good badminton. Both teams have got it dialed in.
It's over. 12-11.
Oh, just out of reach. It looked for a moment as though he'd lifted, but Wong just couldn't quite get his feet under him, and it's the winning of the
won
game.
by Starship Rockets, 13-11.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that one to go cross court because he was certainly coming the other way.
First comment though, Glenn, from me is quality. Really good, intense badminton from both pairs.
Yep, and I think their strategies are quite similar. They're both really trying to get on the attack and basically trying to get the lift so that they can hit down with the quicker shuttles, and they're both trying to do the same thing, and it's just that little bit of difference that comes out the edge.
And as expected, and as we thought, there's no weak point in either combination. All players are on a very similar level here, and it's making for a fascinating match.
Yep, it's certainly with Dylan, he's trying to get to the back, so because he's got the real strong smash, and Jonathan up the front to take the net, etc. But the other two really are both having a good crack from the back.
Dackman and Evan here, they shouldn't be discouraged, should they?
2 points, it's nothing. You know, that can be turned around in a heartbeat, as we saw there, where there was quite often a 4-point gap between the two teams right through that set. So very, very easy to pull that back. Once again, it's important they get a good start so you don't get away on that lead.
Yeah, it was a little bit like another sport that I love to follow, and that's basketball, where a team that's behind, they make a run and they come back, but the energy taken in making that run to get back, they can't sustain it.
And it's almost like you get there and you take a breath and all of a sudden it's gone.
It's gone again. So you're right, a quick start, vital you would think here for Vong and Wong. So Jasa.
Second game.
And Curtin.
Love all. Play.
Looking to see if they can wrap it up.
Service over. 1 love.
Well, this is exactly what's required.
2 love.
Got the good start. Exactly what they needed.
3 love.
And it just gets better.
4 love. Change.
Of course, the Mighty Jazz Apples, if they can get back into this contest and go on to win it, then they, at the very least, secure themselves a point, because they would have to go to a golden game at worst.
Service over. 1-4. Service over. 5-1.
Lifting, suddenly the rhythm's gone from the Rockets.
6-1.
Just shows you how important that start is, isn't it? The start of any game.
Well, especially these games to 11. Good flick serve.
7-1.
Almost at the point here where Curtin and Sajasa start to think, well, let's save our energy for the third game. Because they're going to have to reset big time.
8-1.
Thumbs up for the Apples at the moment. And thumbs up is the signal for the serve. This is remarkable.
Just shows you once you get that start, you get that confidence, and it's on a roll.
Service over. 2-9.
Sajasa noticeably very quiet here, not surprising with the score.
Ball.
It's the other aspect of that sort of a scoreline, isn't it? You
3-9.
literally take away the energy, the emotion from your opponent.
Four, 9.
Can they?
You never say never, but she's a big hole they're climbing out of at the moment.
Even bigger now.
Service over.
Any scrambling they've done, they've
10,
just fallen all the way back down to the
10.4.
bottom. Oh, goodness me, they've really found some form. Great defensive play to stay in the rally, and they turn it around and they win it 11-4.
Second game won by Mighty Jazz Apples, 11-4.
And you look at that, and really in that game, the
all.
Starship Rockets weren't in it. You know, when you're giving away a lead of 8-1 and 9-1, it's an awfully big hole to come back out of. So they've really got to refocus themselves into that third game and get the start that the Mighty Jazz Apples got in that second game.
Yeah, and they'll be looking to revisit the tactics that proved so successful in that first game, albeit in a very close first game. But was this a case of the Rockets falling off the rails here, or was it the Mighty Jazz Apples just upping their game?
I think it'd be a combination of both, to be honest on that. You sort of win that tight first set, and then you sort of take that breath, and all of a sudden you're not at the same intensity as you were in that first game. And the other ones are thinking, jeepers, we only just lost that. We need to get stuck in so that we can get back into it and win the second one, which is exactly what happened.
And I cannot recall, I'm sure there may well have been one, but I cannot recall an error from Vong and Wong in that second game. They were so accurate.
And by being so, all of a sudden they put the pressure on, they got errors from the opposition, and that lead really blew out.
So, is there another twist, another turn in this one? It's one game apiece, but you have to say momentum and confidence now is on the side of Dakman Vong and Evan Wong.
Final game, love all, play.
Oh, lovely drop.
1-love.
Beautiful control of the racket speed from Dakman Vong. Well, I hope you're enjoying this at home because it is quite brilliant here live. Really high quality badminton.
Quickly.
That rally resembling
1-all.
A little more game one. Sajasa and Curtin, they got their mojo back. Quickly things change. Yeah. Suddenly it's the Rockets up on their toes. I mean, Oscar Glow doing his best to encourage his teammates on, but you sense another change in this match.
Certainly tight at the moment.
We're hearing Sajasa now. You did not hear a peep out of him in the second game.
It's over.
Such is the quality of these rallies, that's almost got to go down as an unforced error. Not surprised the shuttle's being changed. If you're a fan of shuttles, look away because they're taking a beating. Well long.
3-all.
Oh, the little lift there from Wong.
It's over.
Kids are loving it. Future stars,
4-3.
perhaps. Watching some of their heroes. Oh my goodness. He had no right to still be in the rally.
It's over.
And he's still angry with
still
himself.
Angry to miss that last one.
4-all.
Incredible reflexes from Sajasa. That's clever, isn't it?
It's over.
Playing flat shuttle straight at the hip of the opposition.
He's just really trying to keep the pace on that shuttle and force it into the body of Wong.
Oh, that's the first sign of some confusion.
6-4.
From the mighty Jazz Apples. And just quietly, Dakman Vong just grabbing the left hamstring a little. Off camera. We'll just keep an eye on that.
Service over. 5-6.
That's nice.
That's a good shot.
6-all.
This could go either way. Very much 50-50 from here.
Out.
Oh, good decision.
Service over. 7-6.
Curtin has told the teammate where he's serving to.
Fault. Service over. 7-all.
Composed
7.
is Dakman Vong under the greatest pressure here. Called wide.
Service over. 8-all.
It didn't look a confident leave.
No. More in hope, but it proved the right decision.
Service over. 9-8.
The mighty Jazz Apples, they can touch it, they can taste it. They can smell the victory here, 2 points away. And now they might just be believing it because they have match points, 2 of them.
Timeout.
Oh, goodness me.
Starship Rockets.
Fanny Megawati trusts her two players and their experience to cope now and leave the nerves jangling for the mighty Jazz Apples to have a think about it and come back out and serve at match point.
Yeah, and an interesting call because the Jazz Apples got that two or 3 points in a row, and so they're just, I think, taking that break to try and stop it and put some uncertainty there, and be very interested to see if it pays off.
This is so close, so tight, that I can only imagine that it is for those reasons, not really anything tactical here that Fanny will want to try and change with these two players. Let's see how Wong and Wong cope, in particular Evan Wong.
10, match point 8.
This to give the mighty Jazz Apples a 3-1 lead on the night. Not just yet, not just yet.
It's over. 9-10.
You sense the winning and losing of the overall tie rests on these next 3 or 4 minutes. Great return, wasn't it? Set it up, and they take it out. Well, that is brilliant. What a comeback by the mighty Jazz Apples. Losing the first 13-11, but far from getting their heads down. They lifted their performance levels, winning the second easily, and then a tight tussle in the third. But this is a wonderful performance. Great show of
match
character.
Won by mighty Jazz Apples, 11-13, 11-4, 11-9.
And that, though, is one of the better matches we'll see in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand League. From both combinations, really good, close badminton.
Yeah, that was a really good intense doubles match, and you really saw the experience of Vong in that last part where he really sort of almost jumped the serve to put the pressure on, and he can back himself because his doubles is so strong. But they combined very, very well, and they kept the attack and just got those little bit of a lead when it mattered most. I mean, you're talking about a 2-point gap in 2 of those games, so really impressive that they can keep that composure and come out the winners on what may well prove a very important match.
Welcome in, guys. Congratulations. That was quality. That was quality. Both Glenn and I really enjoyed that match. Both teams giving it their all. It's a nice one to win, isn't it, when it's that close?
Yeah, definitely, especially because of our performance last week. We really wanted to pick it up and pick up the energy this week, and we really felt like we brought it this week.
It seems to be a common theme. Dackman, Oscar spoke about something similar, that you guys had a chat about that first round and you've all lifted your performance levels.
Yeah, we just think we need to increase our energy levels and just have a better team spirit, just more support, and it really worked.
What was the turnaround in that second game? Can you put your finger on it? You went from a very close tussle in the first and you just dominated the second. What was the difference?
We just felt like we needed to impose ourselves and just push forward, and because our strengths are pace, so we really wanted to play to our strengths, and we felt like that really worked for us in the second.
Well, absolutely it did the whole night. Great win, guys. Congratulations. Well done. So the men's doubles is taken out by the mighty Jazz Apples. Dackman and Evan give their team a 3-1 lead. So at the very least tonight, they know they're going to a golden game. Of course, they hope not, because if they can win one of the 2 remaining matches, they will take out the tie. It's the women's doubles next. The Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League continues, and there's a real buzz around the North Harbour Badminton Centre at the moment on the back of a quality men's doubles encounter. Won in the ends in a very close tussle by the mighty Jazz Apples, and that boosts them to a 3-1 lead. They are crushing the Starship Rockets at the moment. I apologise. Apples and crushing. We've got the mixed maybe could be crucial. Will it or will it not? Well, I guess that's largely down to Sally Fu and Anna Ryu, because they come out to see if they can seal this for the Apples before that final clash. Here come the women's doubles players. Two combinations, knowing that there is so much on the line going into this one. Remember, get to 4 wins and you wrap up the points. If it's 3-3, we go to a golden game. And Glenn Cox, that was quite some match for these ladies to follow, but follow they will, and I'm sure put their own stamp on this tie. With some quality players here, but there'll be a lot of interest in Anna and how she goes. A youngster, just 15 years of age, as Justin Zhou and Trish Gubb are in control of this one. But I guess Anna has a pretty capable and experienced player alongside, doesn't she, in Sally Fu?
Yeah, she does. And Sally will be helping her with the atmosphere and the tension and bits and pieces. And once again, it comes on to getting that good start and getting her confidence so that she gets into the game along with the others. I mean, this result's as important, if not more important, than the last men's double, because it could very well dictate whether we head for a crucial mixed doubles or whether the mighty Jazz have that 4-match under their belt.
I'm fascinated by their approach, and I think we're seeing real reward for the team getting together, chatting, understanding that they can help each other, and talking about focus and encouragement. And we're seeing the evidence of that, aren't we, with their performance tonight. Here is Anna for the first time on debut at just 15 years of age, already with a women's singles ranking of 7. She's the #1 under-17 player in the country, Glenn, and plays out of North Harbour. What can you tell us about Anna?
Yeah, she's one trains very, very hard. So she's in that development path and that development program, and coming through under, once again, trains with 2 other girls on the court each week in, week out. So she won't be unfamiliar with being at an opposite end of the court to them. So once again, here's the opportunity, and it's been created for her. So it's a great opportunity for her to experience something of this level and see what it's all about.
Melissa Tagle, ranked #2 in women's doubles, and has the prospect of a very busy night, because she will play in the mixed following this clash as well. She desperately wants to go into that mixed clash with the points still up for grabs.
And the interesting thing here is she normally plays doubles with Sally.
Oh, of course.
So now she's standing on the opposite end of the court. So there'll be some rivalry in this one, that's for real.
Caitlin Rosario, who just couldn't get it going in the singles, could she? And she'll be looking to atone for that. She's a quality player. So singles is her main focus, but she's more than capable. But she is, if you like, the singles player playing doubles, isn't she?
Yeah. Once again, it'll be how they settle, how her and Alyssa settle down as a pair and get underway and get that good start and get that confidence going.
While Sally, we see with her ranking, she's just as focused on the doubles, 6th in the country, her ranking. So a lot of intrigue here. And I think, without applying too much pressure to the 15-year-old, I think a lot of this may come down to how does Anna Ryu cope in this level of company. As you say, Glenn, she's used to training with them. She sees them in the gym day in, day out. She's familiar with them, but suddenly the lights are on, the cameras are rolling, and she's out there on the show court.
It's a very different story, and that's the whole thing about getting that experience and you know, making sure you can mix it with them.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Starship Rockets, represented by Caitlin Rosario and Alyssa Tagle. And on my left, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Sally Fu and Anna Ryu. Starship Rockets to serve. Alyssa Tagle, Sally Fu. Love all. Play.
No signs of nerves. Nice crisp shot making off the racket of Anna.
Service over. 1. Love.
Lovely, clean, high backhand defensive shot in that rally. That's hard to combat though.
Service over. 1. All. Service over. 2, 3.
The Apples, I think, would be happy enough with the start. Just settling in, and Sally full of conversation, full of encouragement.
Service over. 4, 2.
A potential area for the Rockets to exploit, and that's a timeout is called, so it gives us a chance to have a chat about it. But the younger players, one aspect of their game often, Glenn, and you'd be better placed to comment on this, that is slowest to develop is strength. And Anna, if she gets caught in that backhand corner at the back of the court, that's potentially an area for the Rockets to exploit, isn't it?
And it's a very, very hard area to get out of. And what becomes more important for Anna now is where she places the shuttle so that she doesn't open up that backhand side. And that's what Sally probably needs to talk to her about, and where strategically. But going in the air, where is she going to direct that smash so that it doesn't become vulnerable in that backhand corner?
Be careful they don't leave that area of the court exposed. But
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Clearly, I think Ricky Olsen-Siegerman there has seen something she wants them to change. Call a timeout that early. It's only 5-2. So the gap is not insurmountable.
Play.
I think she must have had a clear instruction to change something up. What do you think it would have been? Because they appeared to play very quick there.
Yeah, I think once again, if they can get Sally at the rear of the court, narrow to the front, then that whole strength factor changes.
Service over. 6-3.
And that was a very definite different tactic. Throw in 2 clears instead of trying to attack.
They just got a little crossed up there again, and that's just inexperience as a combination. Caught out there by the serve and looking a little sheepish. Certainly the reaction out of the timeout is not what Ricky Olsen-Siegerman would have wanted.
3.
Rockets
Game point.
well in control.
Service over. 4-10.
It's okay. With that lead, they can afford a slip-up or two. And they do take it out comfortably. So they'll be hard to pull back from here.
11-4.
And you're right, Andrew. The whole thing on that strength is becoming quite evident on that backhand side. Even in that defensive area, she's struggling to get that length off that backhand defence.
And stress that we're not describing a fault. We're just describing a weakness in a young player.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing comes with time and with the strength built up over time on the practice court and perhaps in the gym.
And what you'll find now is the sort of pressure that can be applied from the opposition, how much they can hone in and put under pressure both players on the other end of the court. So once again, that position or where you put the shuttle becomes so much more important.
And they've played well, the Rocket combination, haven't they?
Yeah, weren't a lot of errors. So once again, you've got to earn your points, and that makes it all the more difficult.
Caitlin Rosario really has settled nicely into this after her struggles in the singles earlier tonight. Very much playing a part perhaps in getting her team back in the contest. That's what it's all about in this team format. You'll have multiple opportunities, most players will anyway, to contribute. And that contribution doesn't end when you're off court. They
Second
become
game.
cheerleaders.
Love all. Play. Love.
They look unstoppable at the moment.
Out. Service over. 1-2.
Okay. Say they look unstoppable.
2
I did say
all.
at the moment, because a couple of moments later, miss serve and an unforced error.
Play.
Oh, Caitlin almost went through the advertising hoardings and out the door. She knew she was in trouble there as that shuttle started to fall well inside the line.
Service over. 3 all. Change.
This is better, isn't it? They're getting
Service
engaged
over.
in longer rallies.
4-3.
They're really lifting their game.
5-3.
And it's really just getting that confidence that you're happy to hit the shot where you know it should go.
Oh, goodness me. And Anna Rieu's just letting out an exclamation there as well.
3.
Oh, that's nice. Quick hands.
Service over. 4, 6. Service over. 7, 4.
Suddenly it's the Apples that are up on their toes. Ryu is confident to try the flick serve.
8, 4.
Suddenly she feels right at home here.
Service over. 5, 8.
There's that shot again that she'll no doubt be working on. She's a real talent. Got great length. Tall young lady. That strength will come over time. Oh, Sally says sorry, but Sally will take it.
I'm not sure she means
9,
it.
6.
They never do. Well, I'm not sure we saw this coming.
Oh. Service over. 7, 9.
Oh, Sally got all ahead of herself there and swish it, nothing.
9.
Two game points to take it
Service
to a
over.
third.
10. Game point. 8.
Oh, how are the nerves now for the 15-year-old?
Service over. 9, 10.
That movement again, they got caught a little bit. Both players in the mid-court.
10, all.
Pretty hard to do much with the shuttle when it's behind you on your backhand side.
They saved 2 game
11,
points.
10.
Now they have match point. Sally's just going to delay things by having to retie the shoelace while Caitlin Rosario waits. Gone wide, so 1 match point is gone.
Service over. 11, all.
Once again, it's the finest of margins.
Play.
They just batted away, didn't they?
Service
Anna
over.
eventually was worn
12,
down.
11.
And they attack, and it's Alyssa Taglay who steps in for the winner. And we are going to the mixed doubles with this tie very much alive. 11-4, 13-11. But certainly Sally Fu can take real confidence out of that, but more to the point, Anna Ryu can feel that she belongs at that level with that performance in the second game. You could see the confidence in her growing. Really
Match
good
won
performance.
by Starship Rockets, 11-4, 13-11.
Yeah, I think she'll take a lot out of that as the experience and identifying where the pressure comes on and that sort of match and bits and pieces when she's playing at that level. So she'll learn a lot from that. And I thought the Starship Rockets did really well to weather the storm and then come back and come out with the victory, because it's very, very easy to slip into that mode where you lose that second set and then you've all got big trouble in that third game. So they did well to take out the win and keep the overall matches alive. So we go into the mixed doubles and everything to play for.
Thanks, Clint. Well done, guys. That got a little tense in the second game, didn't it? They made you work for it, but that's an important win to keep your team in it.
Yeah, I think I was really nervous. I'm not sure if you could tell, but I knew we had to win it to stay in the game. So yeah, there was a lot of pressure, I think, on myself.
I can't believe you've just said that, because I was about to say your face is just like you give nothing away. Am I right, Caitlin? You just...
Calm.
always you've got that same calm demeanour. So absolutely it doesn't show. Nice to get into a rhythm there. I know you struggled in your singles, but it's a team effort tonight, isn't it?
No, definitely. I think Alyssa helped me a lot, and this is technically my first win, so it feels really good to finally secure that for my team.
And now it goes to the mixed. Absolutely alive, and you've got to get back out there again. How are you feeling?
Can I let you know after the game if I win?
First time you've given something away on the face. We finally got it out of her. Well done, guys. Congratulations. That's a great win. So we go to the mixed doubles with this one very much in the balance with the Rockets on the comeback trail. Maybe the Apples still have the advantage. They already have the 3 points. One more gets them the victory tonight. The mixed doubles is next.
We were in a remote bay. Jasmine had a cardiac arrest. She had less than a 3% chance of making it.
The accident happened in Fiji.
The doctor said to me, "We're gonna bring him home."
When a child's life hangs in the balance, the staff at New Zealand's only paediatric intensive care unit will be there for them. Please, join the Starship Foundation as we continue to provide brighter futures for our most critically ill children. Go to starship.org.nz and donate now.
Welcome back. It's all in the balance here as we head into the sixth and final regular game of the night. I say regular because if we finish 3-3, we go to golden game. That is largely dependent now on the fortunes of Dylan Sojasa and Alyssa Tagle, because they, for the Rockets, have it all to do to try and level it up at 3 apiece. It's been intriguing. The Rockets got off to a good start. Then both singles were won by the mighty Jazz Apples. They then won a thriller in the men's doubles, but back came the Rockets in the women's. It's down to the mix. Let's bring them on court. Our final regular match of the evening in a most intriguing and close tie. Jackman Vong and Erina Calder-Hawkins leading them out. Dylan Sojasa and Alyssa Tagle, who just played in that comfortable women's doubles result. I say comfortable, but Sally Fu and Anna Yu pushed the more favoured, more experienced pairing to 13-11 in the second game. And Simon Lin and Justin Zhou are in control of this one.
Welcome.
When you look at rankings and
players have red color or
the
white
form
color?
book, you think Sojasa and Tagle may be as
sure.
favourites, but gosh, Vong and Calder-Hawkins, they've got some wins on their CV too, don't they?
Yeah,
which end?
You'd be a bold person to pick this one. I think this really could go anyway, depending on once again on who starts and who plays well. I mean, you're in short sets, so you haven't got that much time to give your opposition that much of a lead, and it really stays tight. So this could very easily be a 50-50 call.
As Alyssa back on court. Found that fascinating in the interview that she said, I was so nervous, could you tell? She typically just has that game face and really doesn't give anything away.
No, not at all. And then you got Dylan down the other end who,
he's expressive. He's and in particular, he brings the energy when they're leading, when they're playing well. He'll thrive on that. But equally, they've got to find a way if they're behind. Jackman Vong in the mixed doubles ranked at 11, but #1 men's doubles player in the country, so he'll be quite at home here.
Yeah, and I certainly wouldn't be underestimating his mixed doubles ability. It's very, very good. And once again, Erina, very, very strong at mixed as well. Serves well, nice and tall, and dominates that net area. So once again, it's all 4 players have very key strengths in mixed doubles.
Calder-Hawkins, who played in the 3v3 at the top of our schedule tonight. And that was on a losing side, so she'll be keen to turn that around here. And Dylan Sojasa, who he'll be fiercely determined, because like Erina for the Apples, he for the Rockets are lost in what he might call his
ready to play
event, the men's doubles. So I look for him to be fired up here, knowing that he can lead his team at least into a golden game situation.
It'll be quite interesting. All 4 of these players are in the 3v3.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting.
Different styles of game, especially when you compare Erina with Alyssa. Are we going to see a different style of game, or will they both in their own fashion try to dominate the net?
I think that's exactly what will happen. I mean, certainly in mixed doubles, if that lady can dominate the net and get the lifts and bits and pieces, it's a lot easier for the man.
I reckon I wouldn't advise this because we are broadcasting television and online pictures.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you could almost watch Dylan Sajasa with the pictures off.
on my right, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Desmond Wong, Arena Kauda Hawkins. And on my left, Starship Rockets, represented by Dylan Shoyaza, Alisa Tackle.
By that I mean that Dylan is very vocal.
Starship Rocket to serve, Alisa Tackle to Desmond Wong.
Enjoy, listen and watch.
Play.
The noise initially, though, comes from the support crew. Oscar Glow, ring that bell, boy.
Service over. 1 love.
That's great teamwork. Nice return.
Service over. 1-all. Two, 1.
Another string.
Just fascinating there watching the movement of Dylan Sajasa through that rally. The coverage and the stretch that he showed on 2 or 3 occasions.
1.
Thankfully, Dylan's got a little more stretch in those adductors than there was on the string of Dackman's racket.
There's a couple of strings go off for Dackman tonight.
Tried the really difficult shot. He was forced into it, wasn't he? It was good play by Calder Hawkins.
Yeah. You see the big smile on his face when he figured it out and didn't quite execute that as I wanted to.
Often it was a little more difficult than the backhand clear running backwards, but that backhand cross-court drop, that's pretty tough as well, isn't it?
Service over. 3, 4.
I'll tell you what, you mentioned Calder Hawkins serve. Well, you've got to be very brave and technically very good if you're going to flick serve Dylan Sajasa.
Serving well.
It's good teamwork, isn't it?
4.
Knowing exactly what the other is doing, one step ahead.
Service over. 5-all.
Trying to caress that one over the net.
6-5.
Neither side's particularly keen on lifting it up in the air. All that soft push and flat play Trying to make sure that...
You spoke too soon, because that's what happens. That's exactly why, isn't it?
7-5. Play.
Three-point lead now with just 3 points to go.
5.
This is good quality, as we've seen in particular in that men's doubles earlier tonight. It's a high standard here.
8.
Well done, Beckman Vong stepping into the shot.
7.
Anticipated that one and just clipped it off.
Forward momentum can be generated not just with the racket speed, but with movement of the body.
Service over. 9-7.
Beckman doing his best to suggest he wasn't going to play that, and then realised...
Game point 7.
It wasn't going out.
No, and too late. The Rockets, remember, are playing to win this, to force a golden game.
Service over. 8-10.
And they're one step towards that golden game. They just edged clear, didn't they?
First game won by Starship Rockets. 11-8.
May well have been 5-all. They jumped out to 8-5, and that was the break, wasn't it? That was the margin, and they held that to the end. So little in this, though.
As we know, it just takes that little bit of a gap, and suddenly you've 2 points at the end of it, and it was basically from that second half of the set that did the damage.
Well, we've got a little break, a little breather for a week. Next round in the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League is a fortnight away. Tuesday, the 30th of March. Plenty Bay Wales take on the Starship Rockets, and on the Wednesday night, the 31st of March, it's the Tiger Brokers Tigers up against the mighty Jazz Apples.
And there's some real good lineups in that one, because it's a...
Where are we on that night? Are we back here?
Yes, I think we are.
Back in your gym?
And that's an Edward Lau versus Oscar Guell match-up, so that'll be an intriguing one.
Of course, we do head into Sky City for a round as well before we head to the final. Are we going to a golden game, though? What's your pick here, Glenn? Are we headed that way?
I think we might be.
The coaches will take turn and turn about to take one of those games off the board until one is left, and then it's an 11-point shootout.
Second game.
Starship
Luffle.
Foundation Rockets look
Play.
like they mean business. They've taken the first. In a match that is this tight, this close, a couple of unforced errors. Not what was ordered at the start of game 2. And there's one off
but it's over.
The Rockets racket.
1-2.
Lovely defensive skills from Tagle.
Service over. 3-1. Service over.
Sally Fu there just stretching on the left of screen.
3.
Just staying ready. She's hoping she's not required, of course. It's about now as well, Glenn, that you have to start thinking of the Crystal Ashley Designs
3.
MVP, albeit you can't really make your final decision, can you, until we know the result?
No, I think there's still a little way to go before we can start to narrow that down, I think.
4-3.
Well, the comeback is well and truly on here.
Starship time out.
Timeout called here by Fanny Megawati. Just sensing they're not quite on the same wavelength here all of a sudden, are they? It's been a little bit loose this game. They started well on the back of a couple of unforced errors from the Apples, but since then they've gone from 2-love up to 5-3 down.
Yeah, no, they certainly had the start they wanted. But as we know in this format, it doesn't take too much to come back into it. A couple of errors in a point or two, and all of a sudden you've got a 5-3 lead.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Thank you. Five, 3.
Ricky Olsen Ziegerman there with some thoughts as well. Tony Griffin will be watching on with great interest, I'm sure. Ricky filling in tonight with the coaching responsibilities. And Tony will be pleased with what he's seeing at the moment because Vong
6,
and Calder Hawkins
3.
have upped the ante. Oh, and then that's a loose shot.
Service over. 4-6. Five, 6.
Suddenly 3 quick points. And as you've said a few times, Glenn, it changes
6.
so quickly.
Oh. Service over. 7-6.
Crucial moments here now. Oh, lovely touch.
Clever. 8-6.
This is about the time when Sajasa and Tagle went clear in game 1. Mid-rally, there was a great defensive shot from Calder Hawkins.
Yep.
Just combating the Sajasa smash.
9-6.
an opportunity.
Service over. 7-9.
Oh, what a time. What a time. That shuttle had every right to stop and fall back on their side, but it toppled over.
8-9. Nine. Oh.
Push wide, what a rally.
Service over. 10. Game point. 9.
This is such a close tussle. Oh, tried it, thought about it. Oh my goodness me.
10. Oh.
They get another look at a game point.
Service over. 11-10. Player led.
Oh goodness.
Sorry, player led. 11-10.
The line judge was unsighted, and so too was the chair umpire.
Yes, that furthest line away, so it's at that stage you want to be right.
And the power of Sajasa. 2 game points saved.
11. Oh.
Match point to take us to a golden game.
12-11.
Oh, well played, Calder Hawkins. Sajasa slipped, but he wasn't going to get there.
Service over. 12. Oh.
Back.
Out.
It's out. Yeah, it was out.
Out.
Called out. Called out.
13-12. Out. I saw it very clearly. I can make the call. It's out. 13-12.
Good, clear, decisive umpiring. Line
Play.
judge unsighted. Third game point. Oh, that was just lifted.
Serve is over. 13 all.
So tense.
Serve is over. 14 13.
How many opportunities do they need? We're going to the limit. We're going to the limit at 14 all. The next point wins the game.
Serve is over.
And in the case of Sajasa and Dagle, wins the match.
Play.
I'll stress to you folks, 15 wins. Oh, and the Rockets have got it. What a thriller. What an absolute nail-biter between two quality combinations. And we are going to a golden game. Absolute thriller minute. And they just resisted, didn't they? How many game points did they save? 3 or 4 at least. So
Match
Jasa and
by
Dagle.
Starship Rockets. 11-8, 15-14.
I think there was at least 3 game points and a couple of match points in there before we actually got to a conclusion. But what a fantastic game, and you can feel the tension and the atmosphere, which was really exciting. So golden game we go, and it's wait and see what the coaches decide to eliminate and see what we end up with.
So we're going to have a chat with the winners, and then we'll bring you the golden game details. But marvellous match. Much in the way of the men's doubles. That was quality, wasn't it, Glenn, between two very good combinations?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. 2 very good combinations and players that really know their way around a mixed doubles court. So that was exciting badminton and good badminton. And now we lead into the real exciting part where we find out that golden game.
Thanks, Glenn. Well done. Wow, this is tense stuff, isn't it? This league is just creating some wonderful moments, isn't it? They're especially wonderful when you're on the right side of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know the heart's racing. Basically, just trying to do 1 point at a time and give it our best.
What's the communication like in those moments? Are you changing the way you're talking or communicating to each other, or is it just business as usual?
I think it's the same throughout. I feel like if we change something really quickly, it might set us off rhythm, and so we try to maintain it as much as possible.
Okay, we go to golden game. Everyone's warming up because everyone's got to be ready. How are you two feeling right now? Does the adrenaline get you through if you call back out there, or you both had a busy night? How are you feeling?
Ready to go, as always.
Fantastic.
I don't know about me.
So he's ready to go. He's ready to go. Well done, guys. Great win. Congratulations. So we're going to golden game, and we'll be back in a moment to find out just who will be taking to the court. And remember, golden game is 1 game to 11, a race to 11, and the coaches will dictate who is going to play. Back with that in a moment.
Join the Starship Foundation as we continue to provide brighter futures for children in New Zealand's only paediatric intensive care unit. Go to starship.org.nz and donate now.
Well, welcome back in exciting times here at the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League as we are going to Golden Game. We've got all of the games on the Golden Game board at the moment, but very soon there's just going to be one left, and that will be the combination or combinations that will take to the court. 1 game to 11 to decide who gets the 2 points, and of course the loser tonight in Golden Game does pick up 1 point on the league table. Ricky, I think you've won the coin toss. So, or you lost the coin toss, so of course you have to pick first, which means that Fanny will have the last decision. So Ricky, who are we taking off there? Grab one of those matches. Women's doubles is gone. So women's doubles players can relax. Fanny, who's next? Women's singles is removed. They're very well stuck on too on this Golden Game board. Ricky? Mixed doubles, so they've just played. It was a wonderful, wonderful clash, but they won't play again. Okay, now the decision. There are 2 games left, and Fanny will decide who plays in Golden Game. Where are we going? So men's singles is gone. Thanks, guys. Go and talk to your players and let them know who's playing, because we are going to the Golden Game, and it is going to be the men's doubles. And we saw a wonderful clash earlier tonight, one that could have gone either way. I'm guessing there won't be any changes to the lineups, because the coaches can make a change if they like. But Glenn, I'll be very surprised if there's any change here, and we're going to see another titanic battle, the race to 11 in the Golden Game.
Yeah, well, it'll be really interesting. I'm actually really intrigued to see who they pick to come out. I imagine they could well be the same pairings, but there are options. I know that Oscar and Dackman have played doubles together for a long time in the past.
Just getting confirmation of those combinations now. What have we got, Glenn?
But there's a decision that I didn't quite get. So there has been some changes. So we've got Dackman and Evan, who came out in the doubles match
for the Mighty Jazz Apples. So Dackman Vong and Evan Wong,
and they'll be playing Dylan, and they've brought Ricky in.
Ricky Cheng.
So that's an interesting move. So once again, that'll be something we haven't seen tonight. So
that's caught you on the hop, hasn't it?
It did. No, it certainly did. I did not expect that one, but that's be very interesting to see how that comes together.
So Ricky Cheng, the 18-year-old New Zealand #1 under-19 player in singles, played tonight against Oscar Guo and was beaten comfortably. It was 11-3, 11-5, but now he gets the chance alongside Dylan Sojasa. I think you picked this match off air before we came back. You said, I think it will be men's doubles, but that has surprised you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I'm surprised there were some changes, but obviously the doubles, when we saw it, was very, very close. So that I guess that the team that didn't get up for the doubles, they've made a slight change to see if that will improve it.
And remember also that it was Fanny Megawati who had that final choice. So she's made the change to the combination, and she's chosen this match to be our Golden Game.
However, I think with that other option she had, which was the men's singles and Oscar in the wings, it was probably not going to be that decision.
Yeah. So it's a race to 11, 1 game. Reminder that when you lose a tie on Golden Game, you do get the 1 point. The winner will take 2, but vital points, however you look at it, for these 2 teams, especially knowing that last night the Tiger Brokers Tigers backed up their first round Golden Game win with a 3-point win last night. So they need to try and chase down the Tigers if they can. Here we go. It's the men's doubles coming out on courts in the Golden Game. Here they come on court. Evan Wong, Dackman Vong, Dylan Sojasa and Ricky Cheng. Something of a wild card played here by Fanny Megawati. Earlier tonight, Curtin and Sojasa went down in a thriller. It was 11-9 in the third against Vong and Wong. And that you might have thought was enough encouragement to throw the same combination back out there, but fair play. Looking to change it up, throw something a little different.
Good luck. Good luck.
And you haven't really got much time to get established into it. You've got 11 points and she's all over, so there'll be no slow starting in this one.
Dylan will serve. Evan receive, and on that side. Okay.
Of course, the Rockets have been here already, haven't they, this season? They lost in that Golden Game first round tie against the Tiger Brokers Tigers. So they will not want to repeat that experience. And well, I guess you must have a couple of contenders, have you now, for the Crystal Ashley Designs MVP, Glenn?
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple of them out on the court at the moment, with Dackman having been reasonably impressive tonight, and I think Dylan's been reasonably impressive tonight, so there'll be certainly 2 contenders in there. And then you've got Alyssa Tagle, who's had a good night with a couple of vital wins in there as well. So Oscar with his performance and Sally with their performance in the singles. So there's certainly some people to look at. And
are there any players you haven't mentioned?
Not too many.
Oh, you've just thrown a blanket over the field.
And I thought that was, until we make some decisions, I thought that was probably the best option.
Certainly this final match might go some way to deciding at least which team Crystal Ashley Designs MVP comes from, as we just gradually reintroduce you to the players. Seeing Ricky Cheng and Dackman Vong on the far side of the court as we look now. And then you have a glance here at Evan Wong. Played superbly well in that men's doubles clash earlier tonight. So many of these players, the experience belies their age now. They're getting so many games at this level, and with development squads and training alongside the best in the country. Dylan Sajasa is one of them. At 26 years of age, he's been around the block a couple of times, and he won't be fazed by this situation.
And it will be interesting with Ricky really being that singles player. The serving in this is so important, and whether he can adjust to making sure that he's tight enough with the double situation will be a challenge for him.
Ready to play.
Every other player can relax. Every other player knows that their night is done. So they will be sitting courtside and supporting. The families and the kids that were here earlier tonight have headed off. Might be watching this one play out on Sky Sport Next. Final moments, a little nervous tension in the pacing of these players. Ricky Cheng is a North Harbour player, Glenn. What do you know about him? Will he be pretty calm in this situation?
Yeah, and once again, it's a bit of a responsibility of Dylan to make sure that he brings them along and communicates well to settle any nerves that he might have in this.
1 game to 11, Golden Game. Final rehearsal of the serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Mighty Jazz Apples, represented by Dackman Wong, Evan Wong. On my left, Starship Rockets, represented by Ricky Chen, Dylan Sajasa. Starship Rockets to serve, Dylan Sajasa to Evan Wong. Love all, play.
Oh,
service over.
The nerves and the most experienced player out there.
1 love.
Oh, that's a miss. There's tension everywhere.
1-1.
The player most relieved was Dylan Sajasa. And again, Dackman Vong, tension in that shoulder of his.
2-1.
Let's push long. They're fired up, aren't they?
3-1.
Yeah, if you're going to be fired up, now is probably the time.
There's the rustiness perhaps between the two. I think Sajasa was leaving that thinking it might go wide.
Yeah, there you go. Got caught in no man's land there.
It was a great rally.
Play.
Three times they've jumped at smashes at the net, and 3 times they've missed.
4-2. Fault. Service over. Change. Three, 4.
Another one off the frame.
4 all. Service over. 5-4.
5-4, and 4 of those 5 points have come off mistakes at the net by the Apples.
Fault.
They don't miss that time.
Service over. 5 all.
Beckman Bond can't believe it. And these frame shots are coming
6-5
on the end of some pretty good rallies. Just out of the blue.
It's that little bit of tension.
Fault.
Good return.
Service over.
That certainly didn't come out of the frame.
6 all.
Right out of the middle.
Fault.
Couldn't recover. Forced right back to the baseline. And this will allow both combinations just a little breather as the court surface is dried. So Jasa and Cheng take advantage of that and grab a drink. Chance for both combinations just to gather themselves.
7-6.
Vong
Play.
and Wong have been behind for most of this game. Now they have nudged in front. They more than nudge now.
8-6.
Oh, Deary did everything right until the last moment.
9-6.
The mighty Jazz Apples lost their first round encounter 6-love. 2 points from a Golden Game win in round 2. Match point, tie point.
10, match point 6.
What a turnaround this would be.
Serve it's over. 7, 10.
Ricky Cheng, no room for error. Here they come, the Rockets. A little booster perhaps. Charging back into it.
8, 10.
Oh, and they've done it, the mighty Jazz Apples. They've come back from nowhere in the first round to take this one out tonight. After losing 6-love a few weeks back prior to lockdown, they've come back to defeat the Starship Rockets, who for the second round running lose in Golden Game. 11-8, Vong and Wong.
Match won by Mighty Jazz Apples, 11-8.
Wow, that's quite the turnaround, and I think quite the tribute to the team and the way that they've dealt with adversity and losing. Maybe the break, maybe the lockdown was good for them. They just took some time, and they've obviously been working hard on the training court and together as a group, and that's well deserved tonight, picking up the 2 points and one for the Rockets.
Yeah, I think so. I think they came back from that first round and really, really well, and I think Oscar took some responsibility for that and led from the front with his singles. But I thought Dackman had a really good night tonight and played really well in some crucial matches. Most of all was that last one, of course, and Evan as well. Really held up and played well in both doubles matches. Dylan had a really good night, kept them right in the hunt, and as did Alyssa. So across the board, it was very, very even, and as a result, we come out with a very tight match at the end, but great game.
Thanks, Glenn. Congratulations, guys. That must be so sweet. After that first round, you guys have earned just reward for the hard work since. Well done.
Yeah, it feels real good to finally put our team on the board. Yeah.
Were you a little surprised at seeing who was lining up against you? Were you surprised at the change that was made?
A little bit, but we were sort of half expecting it, but still surprising, yeah.
Can that sort of throw you sometimes when you had that wonderful clash earlier tonight against the boys, and suddenly there's a different look, isn't there, on the other side of the net?
I think it didn't really matter because we just either way we just tried to focus on the game plan. We felt like we executed it well in the Golden Game regardless of who played.
And you kept your cool, because it would have been easy to lose your cool. I don't want to remind you of this, but between you, I think you missed 3 or 4 smashes at the net. Were you conscious of that? You just maintained your concentration?
I was getting pretty frustrated, actually. Yeah, but I just had to keep calm, try to keep calm, yeah.
And you did. Congratulations. And congratulations also, because the Crystal Ashley Designs MVP for tonight, Dackman Vong. Congratulations on behalf of Crystal Ashley Designs. Well done. And just a really, really great result on the back of that first round. Well done. You've dragged yourself right back into the mix tonight. Good stuff. Well done, guys. So they win it in Golden Game in the men's doubles to Dackman Vong and Evan Wong. And they pick up the 2 points for the mighty Jazz Apples. We'll bring Glenn back in to sum things up. That was quite the tie, wasn't it? It was shifting all over the place through the night, and it seemed fitting it was going to go to a Golden Game.
Yeah, it did. I think that's a reflection of the competition and the overall setup that we're often sitting in these Golden Game situations with fantastic matches towards the end, and I really think it's a compliment to the structure of what they put together, and hopefully it may continue.
Yeah, and again, it's a credit because these teams are selected, they're franchise teams, so they're selected by a broader group within Badminton New Zealand, and the whole idea is even competition, and we're getting that, aren't we?
Absolutely, and the result we had in the first round was one that was probably uncommon, to say the least, and most of the games are a 4-2-3 all type scenario, so it keeps them close and it keeps this really exciting.
Good stuff. Appreciate your time tonight, Glenn. We're back in your badminton centre here in a couple of weeks for a return in the next round of the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Badminton League, back on the 30th of March. So we take a little breather next week, but make sure you stay tuned. Follow all of the action in the build-up, and we'll see you again next time.